Greenwich Panthers versus the Philadelphia Lightnings. Joining me today in the comments box is no other than one of the leading voices in the squash world, legend of the sport in his own right, Squash TV's very own, Paul Johnson. BJ, how are you doing this evening?
Very nice, Sean. Thank you very much. Quite the intro. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, mate. It's a big clash. There's a lot on the line and all to play for. So many different variables and so many different outcomes, but great night of squash ahead, I'm sure.
No, absolutely. I'm really anticipated matchup. I mean, even before the season had started, as you can hear the crowd and the atmosphere right now. There must be a packed house there.
Yeah, packed to the rafters. Obviously, it's a huge squash hub in the Upper Wymis area. You've got Westchester Country Club just up the road, Westchester Academy just there in Mamaroneck, Greenwich Country Club, and we've got the main man, Bill Buckingham, who will be leading proceedings tonight. So it's an all-star game, Sean.
Really all-star cast. I think I just saw Noah Gohar there too. So here it is to Bill Buckingham.
And the head coach at Drexel University, John White. From the United States, the former #1 player at George Washington University, Salim Khan. From England, the 43rd ranked player in the world and winner of 9 PSA titles, Nathan Lake. And making his NSL debut from England, the 5th ranked player in the world, winner of 16 PSA titles, Marwan Elshorbagy. And now, a warm welcome for your Greenwich Panthers. Your coach, the former 4-time All-American from Columbia University, Sam Khalifa. From England, the tallest player in the history of the PSA Tour, an NSL veteran, and the director of Best Mates Squash in Virginia. Please welcome Mark Brookman. The 17th ranked player in the world and Switzerland's #1. Please welcome Dimitri Steinman. And from Egypt, he is the #1 player in the world. He is the current world champion. Making his NSL debut, a warm welcome for Mostafa Asal. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you tonight, doing the ceremonial racket spin, the #1 women's player in the world, Marwan Gohar. Awaiting calls. Up. What is up? Stop. Spin him and pull. Philadelphia wins reserve. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for Marwan Gohar.
Calm before the storm, PJ. One of the smoothest racket spins I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see. Obviously, she had a great week last week at the British Open. Current world champion, world #1, and lives just up the road there in Rye. So lovely to have her on board. And looking ahead, looking at the lineup there, Sean, that is littered with quality and talent and experience and PSA titles galore. So I think this crowd are in for an absolute belting match, and it looks like Steinman and Marwan will be taken to the court first. So they're going in heavy. They're going in early.
They got the big names first.
To get a good start. Yep.
No, absolutely. This will be a great matchup. I mean, one of the fascinating things about the NSL is you'll see so many different matchups in the span of one full NSL match, which is always great to see how these players adapt as we get the show going here.
Well, I think it's imperative that Greenwich get off to a good start tonight, Sean, and maybe leaving it to Steinman to get a couple of points early on the board and put a bit of pressure onto Philly.
And yeah, Philadelphia Lightning couldn't have picked a better player to start. It would mitigate that pressure with Marwan Elshorbagy, but quickly, PJ, I'm just going to go over the stakes for tonight's match because it is really spicy. It's all to play for as we're heading to the finals weekend in Philadelphia at the Spectre Center. So the East Division right now, which is the Philadelphia Lightnings, the Greenwich Panthers, and also not featured today, but clearly anxiously waiting for this match result, will be the New York Knights, who all have a chance to advance to the playoffs. And to start off with the Greenwich Panthers, they need to win a clean sweep 4-0, winning all three periods with a point differential of 6 to advance forward to the playoffs. And New York Knights, who are not featured in today's match, will advance if Greenwich win either 3-1 or 2-2 after a shootout. Or if Greenwich wins a 4-0 with a point differential of 5. Now, the Lightnings, all they need to do is win today, and they all advance. And that's the implications of today's match. And you can follow along on the NSL Instagram as well if you're missing out on what the implications are for tonight. But all the pressure's on Greenwich Panthers right now.
Yeah, I think they need to come out strong, Sean. A case of maybe trying to get a lead early on, look to go heavy and try and maybe hang on to that lead. They've obviously got the luxury of Mostafa Asal, who will accumulate plenty of points, but he's got a very heavily strapped, look like a right knee there, and hopefully that's not too problematic for him. But you'd have to say that on paper it's Greenwich that look the heavy favourites. So it's a case of what Philly can do to try and stop this bombardment with some heavy hitters.
I could not agree more. And as seen throughout a lot of NSL matches, the start is imperative to have a good start here to make sure the other team doesn't have a lead, especially if you have the like of Mostafa Asal coming up next on the lineup.
And just looking at the court, obviously on the traditional court there, Sean, that you can tell that the ball is absolutely flying through the court. Just got on the right of your screen there, you've got Johnny White, former world number one himself from Australia. He's Drexel head coach now, doing a lot of good things down there in Philly. So he's that's the beauty of this kind of format, the NSL. There is so many variables and tactics that are involved, and he really does need to get, set his stall out nice and early on tonight and get those tactics right, because as we know, they certainly play a very key part in the outcome of these matches. It's not just a case of having the best players, it's how you format them and when you bring them in and when to use your power plays and stuff. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Could not understate the strategy as we're about to get started here. Whether it be clock management or, as you said, the power play management. A lot of moving factors. And here we go, PJ.
You can already see the pace of that ball is absolutely flying around the court here, and no stranger for these guys. Obviously, Dimitri Steinman plays there in Switzerland, and he'll be used to these quick surfaces. It's not a bad opening rally.
A bit of a pressure session going on here with both players.
Goodness me. This is a hell of a pace. They won't be able to keep this up, that's for sure.
PJ, quick question for you: is this fast pace of a court, who does it favor?
I would probably say that this would favour Dimitri somewhat because he plays a little bit more of an open type of game. Marwan's a little bit more tactical, a little bit more calculated. The longer and the more physical it becomes, I feel that will favour the Swiss as opposed to Marwan Elshorbagy. Marwan would generally prefer the slower court, a court that's more rewarding for the better ball striker. Whereas this for me is a little bit more of a level playing field, and if anything, we're playing to the hands of the pace of Steinman.
Steinman having a fantastic season this year as they wrap it up. Brilliant result throughout.
Yeah, it's been a great last 2 years for him, really, Sean, to be honest. He's kind of spends a lot of time outside of Switzerland now. He used to train a little bit with Johnny Williams back in the day, and he's one of these players who's gone out and sought out advice and coaches from around the world and trying to maximise his ability and his potential. And as a result of that, he's currently up at his highest ranking of 17, and it's just a matter of time for me, really, before he breaks into the elusive top 16 club, and he'll be thoroughly deserved.
That'd be fantastic to see Switzerland being featured there as well. I mean, obviously Nick Mueller's been holding his ground for many, many years, but fresh new young blood. The pace is still flying, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, that ball it's taking a bit of a beating at the moment early on. See how just quickly it's coming off of the front wall. That will soften up, obviously, as the night progresses. Take 15-20 minutes or so for it to start to slow down a bit, but this is certainly a very, very quick start.
Point-by-point exchange so far, though. Marwan having a slight lead. Marwan reading that.
Yeah, I just feel that Steinman needs to be a little bit careful here, not to get too wrapped up in. Obviously, it looks like a little bit of an exhibition type game at the moment, but he obviously needs to be well aware that his team needs to win by 4 clear points and a 6-point maximum deficit at the end of the match. So he can't really afford to give away too many cheap points early on, even though it is so early in the match. These points early could have a contributing factor towards the late stages. And so all of a sudden, from 3-3, Sean, he's now 7-3 down. So he's just lost his way a little bit here. You can see the drop-off.
Yeah, you cannot be forwarding play exhibition squash, especially with the stakes of the Greenwich Panthers.
Yeah.
He finds his corner there, PJ.
Yeah, he just needs to be a little bit more calculated.
Loose.
Yeah. Again, you just see in your picture there, Johnny White. I mean, it's hard to appreciate just how good Johnny was. Sean, I played him a few times, and one of the purest ball strikers you'll ever come across. And he used to hit the ball. I don't know if you've ever seen him hit a ball, but he was up there in the 150 mile an hour club, and on the backhand side especially, unbelievable squash player.
Oh no, I've seen many footages on him, but
yeah.
I guess they're all adopting his style of play to start this off, the first period.
Yeah.
PJ, Marwan's back to 5 in the world right now, obviously with the Farag retirement, but we know he's been as high as 3 in the world. You've commentated a bunch on him. Do you feel like he's playing his best squash this season, or there's still more to come?
He seems rejuvenated again, Sean. He seems to be enjoying his squash. You know, Sean, Marwan, he climbed up the ranks relatively quickly. He's always kind of been shadowed by his brother's shadow, really, so to speak. And I feel like now he's starting to create his own identity a little bit more. He's gone back to one of his former coaches in Egypt. He's spending a lot more time travelling back, and he looks comfortable out there again. And he's got a better idea of what he's trying to achieve while he's on the court. And if he's enjoying his squash again, and he's working and he's training hard, tactically he's one of the best in the business. So if he gets those 2 or 3 things right, there's no reason for me why he can't creep back up again. You know, he's at 5 at the moment. Could he possibly get to 4 or even 3? He'll certainly believe that he can. But it's nice to see him out there having a good time, because for a couple of years he looked like he'd lost interest. So it's good to see.
No, it's fantastic for the squash world.
Yeah.
Seems like Marwan's getting back into it right now. Air of seriousness.
You can see it. Steinman is doing the majority of the work. Yeah.
Yeah, getting sucked into Marwan's lines here. Having a hard time getting in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. Good point there. Yeah, you can see it's Marwan that's the majority of the time in front of the opponent, and as we well know, it's often the player that's in front that wins these kind of duels.
A lot of work going into those big Dimitri legs here. Needs to realize this is not just the first period. It's a 3-period game that could also go to shootout, so might want to start conserving energy, but Marwan doing a fantastic job here. Wow. Oh, that's...
Well, that was a hell of a pace for the first phase there from Steinman. He's certainly feeling it. You can tell he's 16 points played, and that was more like a sprint than a marathon for those two. Nervous look out the back of the court from Marwan there, glancing. Interesting there. It looks like he's managed to squeeze a let out there, Marwan.
Oh, streetwise, as you and Joey would say.
Very, very savvy.
Oh, I like this feisty version of Marwan. He knows what's at stake here. He's not playing around. But we'll head to an interview real soon here, guys, in the middle. But the action is palpable. A bit of chaos here. Good tactic to
he's always
maintain this lead. 4-point lead here.
He's always got plenty to say for himself, Marwan. Yeah. Very astute, very streetwise, as you said.
So we got a substitute on the third string players for both teams here. Should be interesting. Level should be pretty similar, even though Mark has been retired and Salim Khan's moving up the rankings. But, as we get an ace to start it off. So we're going to go in an interview real quick here.
Elshorbagy, slow start, but you picked it up at the end. How do you feel?
I mean, yeah, it's high octane. expected against Marwan and with the NSL format. And I got caught a little bit off guard there. So I'm in a bit of an oxygen debt, but I love it. I love it.
I saw you looking outside the glass a couple of times. Were you looking out for, hey, please sub me, or were you looking out for some advice?
Advice. No, and at the end also a sub, because I don't want to blow myself out now and get counter recovery. So it was the required 7 minutes. So.
Good job, Dimitri. See you the rest of the way.
It's just as you alluded to there, Sean, you could see that Dimitri, he knew he needed to try and get off to a good start, but also there's a long night of squash ahead, so it really is a balancing act, and to get these tactics right early on is key. You, as much as you need to press and go out early, you've still got to save some energy in that tank for the later stages, because that obviously that third period is absolutely pivotal for the outcome.
No, absolutely. It's never over in the NSL format. The team could always come back.
Yeah.
We get Salim Khan and Mark Rokeman here in action. Mark utilizing a bit of the height, slowing it down a bit compared to what we were witnessing at the start. Gorgeous shot.
Well, Salim was had a very good junior career. I watched him play quite a few times. I used to train a couple of players. Played against him through his junior times, and obviously he's based now down at the Spectre Centre, doing some good work there with Nick Taylor and Ibrahim. So he's looking to make a good go of it if he can.
You know, it's just fantastic to see more American players pursuing the professional circuit. It's always been a lack of, so it's great to see. But Salim kind of exposing Mark's movement here.
Yeah. It's been a very good start from Philadelphia Lightning though, Sean. They've really put some good work in early, trying to seal this first point on the board. Terrific use of height there. I mean,
that's lovely.
Great hands, good, very good skills. Yeah, considering it's so lively out there, to get that ball to drop in and die at the back of the court takes a tremendous amount of racket control.
Absolutely, PJ. It's not all about hitting the ball hard. These subtleties.
No. Another unforced error. 12-point lead already.
Oh.
7 minutes coming up on the clock.
Here we go. This might be an emergency substitution
Johnny
here.
White's seen enough. He's seen enough.
Oh, this is fantastic to see. The world number 1 being featured here.
Did the flag come out there, Sean? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a power play here, 2 minutes. We'll see how Mostafa Asal starts this off. A monumental task for Salim Khan to defend this here.
Good pressure from Asal. It's what he does so well. He just controls the middle of the court. Anything slightly loose, and Salim is going to get put under extreme pressure.
And here mounts the Mostafa Asal Greenwich Panthers comeback here. Could literally not pick a better player for a comeback.
What I'm surprised at here, though, Sean, is that Salim hasn't tried to question the movement of Asal yet. Pretty much every ball has been hit to the back of the court from the American, and he needs to put that knee under a little bit of pressure maybe.
And these are the type of tactics that you'd hope the coach has told the players.
Yeah.
But they'll clock it for the next period. A bit casual from Mostafa Asal to start this off, but nonetheless, he's racking the points.
Well, he's closed the deficit somewhat, but still 7 adrift.
And an immediate substitution with Nathan Lake here.
Very good depth in the team for the Philadelphia Lightning, Sean, you know, with Marwan, Nathan, and obviously Celine at the back end. There's no quarter given there. You see the difference, a little bit more experience. Obviously now it's Philly that's gone for the power play, but he's going in early and he is questioning that movement, that knee of Asal. You can see that he's not entirely happy, the Egyptian.
Oh, very well pointed out. I mean, immediately see Nathan Lake's class. I mean, Nathan Lake's one of my favorite players to watch, I think. Might not be the most athletic, but you really show the skills in squash and how he operates and structures the game.
Oh yeah, that's a very wonky movement from Asal there. He's not happy with that right knee. Looks very heavily strapped. But he's not taking any prisoners here, Nathan Lake. He's being ruthless.
I mean, this must alert Dimitri Steinman a bit more pressure on him, as the team's going to expect a lot out of him if Mostafa Asal is 100%, as you can see the knee wrap and the movement here.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Nathan. He's not taking any prisoners here. This is impressive. This has been a great substitution from Philly Lightning. And from what we're seeing early on here, Sean, I think this is going to be a real uphill battle for the Greenwich Panthers tonight, because Philly, to me, look strong and they look up for it.
Yeah, they look hungry, PJ. I mean, it might be a tactic for the Greenwich Panthers to just try to quit on this first period and make sure they start their energy in the third period or the second. But a lot is at stake, so it is imperative.
Yeah. As you know, Sean, you've done a number of these NSL matches, though. The amount of momentum shifts that take place throughout an evening, it's quite remarkable, really. So, as one-sided an affair as this seems, there's always a back and forth between the two, where each team takes their turn in actually taking control of a certain phase of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Salim Khan, currently training in Philadelphia. Your first taste of NSL action, and you get to face the #1 player in the world, in the world champion, in a power play, Mostafa Asal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty special experience. Like you said, first NSL match, and I had to face Asal. So I think it was a special first time, and obviously it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. He's very skillful. He's very quick. Yeah, it's a great experience.
Kind of like you doing a pressure set, like a 2-minute pressure session, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was only out there for 6 or 7 minutes. I don't know. We can look at the clock, but every second out there felt non-stop pressure, and I think that's what makes NSL so special, is that like it is a pressure session, and you have to give everything 100%.
4-year player at George Washington University, back to team squash. How does that feel?
It's great. It's definitely a different vibe, and I missed it. There's people backing you, and I sort of missed that feeling.
Good luck the rest of the way, Slim. Bye.
great to see it here from Salim Khan and the experience he's gaining as he's going to look to move toward up the rankings. But PJ, my goodness, Nathan Lake cannot miss.
Yeah. Well, he's a class player, Sean, isn't he? He's been around for a long time now, a lot of experience, familiar with the New York vibe. Obviously, he was based out of Heights Casino for a number of years. So he'll be almost feel like he's playing on home turf here tonight. He'll get a lot of support from the crowd. And when he gets it right, he's a wonderful player. Fellow lefty as well. So it's good to see him out there.
Yeah, always room for lefties. Lefty myself. We need more lefties, PJ.
We're trying, Sean. We're trying. We're a bit of a I won't say a dying breed, but we're a bit of an anomaly, really. But we're holding our own right now.
But that ends.
That was
the first
impressive.
period.
Impressive first phase there for Philly Lightning, I have to say.
I couldn't agree more. As we head to interviewing.
Driving the most important initiatives for the growth of squash in the United States. And we're on to period 2 now, PJ. Any switches you'd like to see from the Greenwich Panthers that you've noticed from period 1 that could help them as we move forward to this period?
I think they need to go out early again, Sean. I think they've got to somehow try and get off to a good start, get some points on that board, and then bring on the less experienced like the Brokmans and try to just hang on. One thing I saw in that first period for me from Greenwich were far too many unforced errors, far too many points were given away to the Philly Lightning without them really having to earn it. So obviously Philly's got strength in depth. They've got Marwan, obviously he's the solid number 1, but Nathan Lake at number 2, he's looking in fine order at the moment as well. He looks sharp, he looks busy, he looks hungry. And then Salim, obviously he's a good backup at number 3 as well. So as I said in the first period, I feel like the Philly Lightning are, especially with Mostafa's knee situation, they look heavy favourites on the night so far. The only way that Greenwich can unsettle this is to try and come out of the traps really strong, really early on. Be positive, a little bit of margin for error, not give too many silly points away, and then try and build a lead and hang on.
Yeah, we really do. It is imperative to have Dimitri Steinman to play his best squash here, as we know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
We'll see if Mostafa Asal, as we see this be the same matchup that ended the first period, if Asal might test his knee a little more here, if the adrenaline is kind of kicking in now.
Yeah, this is a surprise for me for the Panthers because Nathan was so successful against Mostafa in that first phase. I don't see any other outcome here.
Great start from Asal here, though. PJ might be feeling a little more comfortable with the short game.
Yeah.
So we're going to head to an interview, seeing what the coaches were saying in between the periods here soon enough.
So which one would you rather do? Which one would you rather do?
It kind of depends on the matches, but I would probably rather more so than...
Okay, let's see how it goes. Depending.
We'll see how it goes, yeah.
Yeah. If we're in the offense, I'll do it on you. If we need to. Okay. All right, fine.
Who is starting?
Mustafa.
1 minute. 1 minute.
الواد ياكل بعضيك ولا ايه؟
As you can see there, the intricacies of coaching, so much more than just a regular squash match. Different lineups, matchups.
اللي هو بيلعب ده بيلعب ايه ده؟ بس هو احنا كده كده يعني هو الناس لا مش هو الناس اصلا عايزه تتفرج عليك تعرف ينفع ان انت بس جوه ف
30 seconds.
يعني لا مش هو ودي كمان بس اكنك بتلعب في الار ان تي سان شويه
Well, it certainly looks like a very relaxed atmosphere in the camp there, Sean. And that's obviously one of John White's strong suits. You know, he's player management. Certain players will need a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke. Other players will need a bit of a firm talking to. And with the experience he's got as a player, I know that a lot of the players that work with him obviously look up to him, and you can't question his level or his experience. So he does a good job of getting that across to his players, which is a huge added advantage.
Yeah. My Arabic's not the best there, but I'm sure it's been calming atmosphere from what I just heard. Wow. I mean, Asal's keeping it close right now. I think perhaps that's all he needs to do to stop the Nathan Lake rampage
I
going
just
on.
feel like I'm not sure they've got the firepower. Obviously, with the subpar Mostafa Asal, I don't think he can get enough of a lead here to really trouble the Philly Lightnings. I just think they're going to be too solid. And there's just a little bit of confirmation for those that are watching. People are wondering if there is actually a referee for this match, because that's the first decision we've had so far. We're halfway, well, quarter of a way into the second period here, and that's the first time they've been called into action. So for any of you viewers out there, yes, there are let strokes and no lets being played, but at the moment it's being played in such a good spirit that the ref is actually just there to keep the score.
That's fantastic day. Perhaps the players will tighten up in that third period, but for the time being,
Yeah.
it's just been squash.
It's a beautiful shot there from Asal. I mean, he just shows you, even with one leg, he's so dangerous in those front two corners with any sort of time on the ball.
Oh, that's
Oh dear.
terrible mistake.
We won't want to see that again. That is a shocker. Absolute shocker for Nathan Lake. Just needed to get the ball above the tin. You see the referees encouraging Nathan to try and play the ball there. I mean, these matches are played in good spirit, but we want to keep the game free flowing if we can.
And just like that, a 3-point lead for Mostafa Asal in this second period. He does seem a bit more motivated in his ball striking, Asal, even though his movement is hindering him.
Yeah, it's been a better start, 100%. Maybe as the knee warms up a little bit, Sean, it does start to free up and allow him to move a bit better. But I also think there's a bit of a drop-off from Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, maintaining that level he was producing that first period was like a monumental task. But we got a substitution here, ladies and gentlemen. Two Englishmen going at it. Wow.
That's an unbelievable wingspan from Brokeman there. Oh, they've gone for the power play. They've gone in early.
No messing about. This is a great, I think it's a great usage of the power play. Nathan's been on for first part of the second period, so his legs must be feeling a bit heavy. Great hold.
Yeah, that's terrific work from Brokeman. Obviously, such a huge wingspan. He's so far up the court there. And he's certainly making the most of this. But these are the kind of shots that I'm talking about, Sean. Mark doesn't need to put the ball into the tin there. These unforced errors, I know he's not losing a point off the back of it, but he's still losing the opportunity to score points.
Right, yeah. Good to see this type of urgency, though. Mark disinterested in the decision, just moves along.
Yeah, it's not been a great power play, really, from Brokeman here. You would have hoped for him to open up a little bit more of a gap. It's another error. Just too many errors coming off the racket of Brokeman.
I mean, it is also a factor to play defense, so Nathan Lake doesn't get too many points here, especially with the level difference between these two players. So using the power play is a form of defense, not just offense.
Yeah. The risk that you run, though, Sean, when Marwan takes to the court and if they then decide to bring in a power play, somebody like Marwan could literally put 10 points on the board and open up an absolute gulf.
That's a great point for strategy.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be in the minds of the team manager. Again, I think this is another smart play from Philly. I think if they can just get Salim to just stem the flow a little bit, calm down this little bit of momentum that Greenwich are experiencing right now, and then come in with Marwan heavy at the back end of this second period, I think this is going to really open up into quite a lead.
Two quick points from Mark here. Salim Khan a bit cold as he comes back in. It's one of the other elements of the NSL format. You got to be ready at all times. You never know when you're going to be back on.
Yep.
One of the big challenges, the stop-start, but we're about to hit another interview here.
Here with England's Nathan Lake. Nathan, haven't seen that kind of intensity out of you since one of you and Haley's Instagram challenges.
You're very kind. You're very kind, yeah.
Seriously, though, you have taken to the NSL like no other player. You made it clear at the draft that you really wanted to play in this league, and the exuberance and the passion you're showing on court shows that that's what you meant.
I appreciate that, Bill. Yeah, I really enjoy it. You know, we played a lot of team squash growing up in Europe, and I miss it. I haven't been here 4 or 5 years now, and it's great to just be back playing team squash with a good group of people.
Get through this match, win, you're on to the playoffs in Philadelphia in 2 weeks. What would that mean to you?
Well, we're not through yet, so it's an irrelevant question, but that's what we're here for. You know, we're here to get to the final. We want to go big this year, and we've got a big job tonight to do.
Good luck, Nathan.
Brilliant mindset, PJ, from Nathan Lake there. A little bit like Kobe.
Yeah.
Job's not finished.
Yeah, he's all about business, and he's not letting his guard down. Again, testament to the professionalism, Sean. You know, he knows that they're looking very strong at the moment, but as you know from watching so many matches, this format it always keeps the underdog in the game because of that crucial third period. So the way I see it now, from a manager's standpoint, they really need to be looking at this third period, because for me the first two are going to be dominated by Philly Lightning. Even though they're down by 6 at the minute, I think with Marwan coming on and the power play still in their locker, they'll come through this one relatively straightforward.
That's a very good point for those just tuning in. Philadelphia Lightning still have a power play to use. It's 2 minutes. So even though the Greenwich Panthers have a lead, the pressure's on. And we get the flag up here.
Speaking of, up goes the flag. I thought they'd already used their power play though, Sean.
I think
when
it's
Mark was
substitution.
on earlier.
That's a substitution flag.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon. So Steinman to take to the court now, surely, yeah. A lot of pressure on the Swiss. He's got to try and build on this lead now.
Would recommend using the power play now if I were the Greenwich. Oh, no, sorry. The Philadelphia Lightning still have the power play.
Yeah, the Lightnings have still got the play up their sleeve. I've got a feeling they'll save it for Marwan. They'll see if Salim can get a little bit of steady the ship a little bit in this mid phase, and then maybe bring Marwan on for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
It's fascinating to see that the players are also keeping an eye on that time clock. This is another element of the NSL. And what a fantastic experience this is for Salim Khan, getting to play different.
Well, they didn't keep him out there for long. This is where the Philly are starting to see a little bit of that momentum that we discussed, and now they want to try and stop that flow.
This should be interesting to see compared to the first period. And immediate power play from the Lightnings here, from Marwan. It's a bit sloppy as the time clock.
Well, he's in his rights to keep serving here, Marwan. I mean, Steinman's using stalling tactics here, and he should be penalised, or they need to reset that clock.
Yeah, the rules are you have to be ready to serve no matter what.
Definitely need to reset the clock there. This has been a little bit untidy. I think he's got away with about 26 seconds there.
Yeah, they got to rewind the clock. All the tactics coming out, PJ. I know these players are smart.
Yeah, well, listen.
Acting a bit confused.
What 10 years on the Pro Tour will do for you, sure.
Immediately see Dimitri defending the power play as we saw many times, slowing down the pace, utilizing the lob.
Yeah, this is clever. This is the right tactic from Steinman, just looking to slow down the tempo of the game. I mean, just an absolute ridiculous athlete. As you see, the coaches, they're deep in thought. Got to be pleased with the way things are going at the moment. This is a real education, Sean, for anybody watching on how to handle a power play by Dimitri Steinman. Marwan's looking to try and apply pressure here, but Steinman is just doing a very good job of giving the ball plenty of airtime, slowing the ball down, not allowing Marwan to put any points on the board at all. This has been absolutely brilliant from the Swiss.
Oh, this is fantastic. It does help to have his athleticism. Oh, he's already feeling it. Marwan applying more pressure there.
Yeah, Steinman's gone. He's physically gone, but he's done a brilliant job.
And now the lead is down to 4, PJ.
Yes, I mean, it was the right time, it was the right tactic. We had a feeling this would be the play from Greenwich Panthers.
Oh, make it 3. Are you ready? Dimitri loves the crowd.
Well, we still got 5 minutes 40 on the clock, Sean, and it's a 3 points, a very slim 3-point lead for the Greenwich Panthers with a very, very tired Dimitri Steinman.
Letting the risk go there, working in his favor. Should be a brilliant next 5 minutes here, PJ. We'll see if Dimitri can hold on.
This will be very high octane for sure.
It's brilliant from Marwan. Taking the pace off the ball.
Oh, it's ridiculous tempo.
PJ, what is going on with the pace?
It's just gone crackers all of a sudden.
But we'll have to do a quick interview before this non-stop action.
Your first time in the NSL. What are your thoughts about this league and how it runs, the intensity?
That's lovely. It's fun. It's unique. You know, just like we are always playing like on tour. Just every time is serious. Every point is serious. Here, there is lots of serious things. You know, you can add to your game, but as well there is lots of fun and lots of you know, like looking to your coaches and looking to your subs. You know, it's just a kind of unique thing, and I'm really happy and proud that there is some creative guys doing these things, and to get the squash, you know, viewers all over the world. So it's just amazing and lovely to be there.
You tweaked your knee at the British Open. Talk about the status of your injury. You made it all the way here. You made a great effort to make it all the way here to Rye, New York. Talk about that injury and how your knee feels.
Yeah, just like, you know, thankfully I did my MRI on both knees as well, and you know, just a little bit struggle, but like the ligaments are all fine. Just like a very, very strong bruise from what happened, and I wasn't gonna make it, to be honest, but just the vibes here, and you know, like Stephanie, our actually mentor for the team, you know, just lovely. So I had to make it, you know, just to let all the people, you know, who came and got some tickets to make it worth it. So I'm happy to be here, and yeah, let's hope this continues. Yeah.
Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks, Mostafa.
Great to see Asal being interviewed there. Looks like Bill found a new best friend, PJ.
Yeah, we're all fans of Mostafa. We just want to see him well, and you know, want his body to be healthy, and he's a massive addition to the tour. He's box office. Whatever he does, everybody wants to watch him. Few people are very harsh towards him for certain areas of his game, but he's certainly doing his best, and when he gets it right, he's a hell of a squash player. So it's great to see him out here in the NSL League, that's for sure.
It's also fantastic for the NSL League to have a player like Asal. But wow, just as we say that, it's a 1-point second period game. Just as you predicted, PJ, the Lightning are coming back here.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would be the play. You know, you got such strength with Marwan, and to give Marwan the power play, it was the perfect tactic. They've dealt with proceedings brilliantly, and that is a massive miss. Done all the hard work to get back to 22 all. He's just given it away with an unforced error.
Getting some air there, taking his time. PJ, I kid you not, these two do not know how to slow down the pace right now.
No, it's just going crazy. It's a massive rally though. It's a huge rally for Steinman. If he can win this and have a 2-point lead with around about a minute on the clock, that will be massive. for the Panthers.
We got the John White special there.
Yeah, the old skid post. Well, this is so tight. This is such a tight period.
Oh, this is brilliant.
It's massive. This is
Then
massive.
the second period. Might have been the first stroke.
I can't believe they'd given a stroke to that. And now he's slow.
After all
now
that
he's stalling again, Steinman. Yeah.
Good call. Oh, that's gorgeous length from Marwan. Quick shutout. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's massive.
Right on his racket.
That's key.
Time is not Marwan's friend.
I can't believe it. I can't believe the back end of this period.
All that hard work. It's the pressure the NSL provides, PJ, with the time clock running out. All to play for now in the third period, PJ.
Oh my God, that was not on the cards. Terrific period though from Steinman. He looked down and out for the most part of that, and then somehow found something and managed to see it through the line. So full credit to the Panthers.
As we head to the final third period, but we'll head to the ads. We're back to the third period. There will be no shootout for today's match as the Greenwich Panthers and the Philadelphia Lightning split the first two periods 1-1, and this final period will decide the winner. It's far more looking like the Lightnings will advance, but the momentum is with the Panthers for today's match. BJ, I'm going to ask you again, what are you looking at for changes for both teams to make sure they ensure a win in this third period?
I mean, you'd have to say that the Panthers actually got the tactics bang on in that game. It looked as though Philly were just doing enough to get back. They got to 22 all in that period. Final minute and a half, Marwan just fell off a little bit physically. So I think it's going to come down to the first half of this period. Again, whoever can set that stall out and maybe somehow find a way of hanging on will come out the victor. But these two teams, you can see it's so in the balance. It's so nicely poised that it's at the moment we're not really seeing a runaway winner, which for me just makes the game that much more exciting.
I couldn't agree more. Seems like, I think one of the biggest questions here is the third period's going to be 10 minutes longer, so can Dimitri Simon hold on to those legs and not get too tired, and how will injured Mostafa Asal keep up with everyone? And he's done a fine job in that second period mitigating Nathan Lake's attacks, but we'll have to see here if his legs can also hold on and his knee will be fine.
I wouldn't be
But
surprised,
it should be very
Sean,
exciting.
I wouldn't be surprised if the tempo of the game does drop ever so slightly. Obviously, in the first two 10-minute periods, it was so many shots were hit below the service line. Everything was pretty much hard hit. There wasn't much use of height, much use of the lob, slowing the pace of the game down. It was a sprint. With it now being a 20-minute final period, I've got a feeling the players with the experience that they have may start to utilise that top third of the front wall a little bit more in this phase. But we'll have to wait and see. There's going to be some tired bodies, some tired minds, and at the moment it's still so exciting because there's so much to play for and so many different variables and outcomes, which is perfect, which is exactly what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. Time clock management is going to be incredibly important this third period. 30 minutes is not a short time, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the coaches will utilize the substitutions. And there will be another power play, which is a 1 minute additional power play on top of the 2 minute power play. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Tactics will be on full display here in this third period. So we'll see which team gets the better.
Yep. It's good to see a decent crowd there at Apawamis. Obviously, it's played host to so many great events over the years, and it's no strangers to the crowd here getting some top-flight squash.
No stranger to PJ, who's won the event here back in his day.
There is a board somewhere, Sean, with my name etched on it. 1998 Apawamis Open champion. Yes.
Shame on the camera work right now, not pointing towards that plaque.
Well, they've certainly come out with the big guns, Sean.
It's a bit interesting. Was not expecting this for Greenwich Panthers to start with Mostafa Asal, especially with Marwan's form right now. But these two are very familiar with each other's games. Played plenty of times on the tour. And in big team national events as well. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, wishful thinking there from Mostafa Asal. Completely said the wrong way.
Right, it's just so insane to see how much power he's able to generate. It's just such a short swing from Asal.
Yeah.
Brilliant athlete.
Yeah, that's another aspect that doesn't do it justice, Sean. And until you actually see him live, Mostafa, the speed and the agility for somebody of his size is quite remarkable, really. The way he gets into and out the front two corners is breathtaking.
That's clever from Marwan getting that extra width there.
Well, this is just the sort of start that Philly would have hoped for, sure.
Yeah, this is not great for the Panthers, especially with another substitution in the third period. It seems like Marwan will start and close this period out, which if you're the Philadelphia Lightning, you feel very good about. What
Oh, that's unbelievable
Man.
touch, that is. Oh my God. That's ridiculous hands from Marwan.
Already a massive lead, PJ.
Done very well. Yeah, it's been a brilliant start from Elshorbagy, to be fair.
Bit of momentum towards Asal now. Oh, cheeky. Marwan's not one to miss those.
No, he needs to stay calculated here. He's been brilliant. He's built a 6-point lead. Doesn't want to go a little bit too rogue and get carried away and allow Mostafa back into this.
There's the cheekiness, trying to kill the time clock, PJ.
Yeah. I mean, he's so court savvy, so smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead to another quick interview here. We'll be right back into action.
Noran Gohar here. Noran, just a thrill for our fans of the NSL to have you at this event. When's the last time you were at a squash event that you did not play in and came as a spectator?
I can't remember that. Yeah, maybe that's the first time.
What do you think of the intensity? You have some intense matches out there with, say, Anya Al-Hamami. How does this compare to something like that?
It's quite competitive. I don't know who's more intense, but no, it was quite intense today. I like the excitement. I like the team spirit. I like the hitting on the glass. I like the spirit. Yeah.
And the big question: will we see Noran Gohar in an NSL uniform next season?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see the answer. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Noran.
She is always the best person to interview, Noran Gohar. She's nicknamed the Terminator for good reason when she's on the court, but as soon as the match is done and she's off, she is the loveliest, sweetest person I think you could ever wish to talk to. She's amazing, as you can tell.
It's amazing to see. It's amazing to see. Yeah, we need more of that to see more players outside the court, their personalities.
She's awesome, absolutely awesome. She would be a massive addition to the NSL, that's for sure.
I mean, I think she should just scrap up right now and replace Asal with the knee situation. I'm sure she can hold her own.
She would, yeah.
And just as the interview finished, PJ, what a lead we got here for Marwan. As long as he can remain, it looks like really good for the Philadelphia Lightning. We know the finals will be held at the Spectre Center. So it is very important for them.
I think tactically they've been very good tonight. They were very close to closing that gap before Marwan fell off a little bit physically at the end, but what he's done here, he's completely redeemed himself. As they send in more heavy artillery, the Panthers really feeling like Steinman now has got to try and take a chunk out of Elshorbagy physically. Still 24 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time for Philadelphia. Sorry, for Greenwich Panthers to get back into this. But this is a welcome break for Elshorbagy. He's done some great work.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's gorgeous, PJ.
Just a little bit too much.
Oh, this is not great for Dimitri. The time clock's still running. There's no reason to be arguing.
No, it's not in his interest to keep chatting back and forth with the ref. He's got to somehow put some points on this board because it's now a 13-point lead.
That's a great shot from Marwan. His line hitting is just, I mean, so world class.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. He's one of the best straight line hitters in the game, actually. Both sides, forehand and backhand. And he just hits such a tight ball that he leaves you very little opportunity to actually put him under pressure. But then when you put a ball slightly loose onto his racket, his attacking prowess is so severe, he just makes him so deadly.
And just when we thought they could slow down the pace here in the third period,
yeah,
they raise it again. But here's a substitution. This is where Dimitri really needs to step it up, close the gap, take advantage of the mismatch here.
Well, this is an opportunity for the Panthers to actually really close in. Stoneman's obviously playing well.
A bit of exhibition mode. Got to be hurting the legs if he's doing this much work. Oh, what a shot. Still 22 minutes and no power plays have been used, PJ, so a lot more action to come here.
No, it's a bit of a surprise. I think if anybody would be calling one in, Sean, it should be the Panthers, and pretty quickly.
I couldn't agree more.
Really try and close this gap. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Well, you see the signal there from Dimitri, and again, this is the tactical the tactical awareness, of Steinman, straight out to the corner, wondering when are we going to put this power play in.
A bit disappointed on the coaching staff here on the Panthers side. We expect the coaches to be on top of this.
Yeah. The ball is still absolutely fizzing through the court.
Fascinating to see Marwan handle the pace a lot better than Salim Khan here. I mean, obviously the level difference between the two players.
But again, as you alluded to in the second period, what an opportunity for Salim to get on court with players of this ilk. At least engage himself and see where he's at against these kind of players. Top 20 players in the world, and can see how he fares.
Oh, absolutely. There's that insane speed.
That's ridiculous court coverage from Steinman.
A quick interview here.
I'm here with Charlie Rodolosa, the 12th ranked U17 player in the country, member here at Appomattox. Charlie, what's it like having these PSA superstars at your home club?
It's really cool. I mean, it's a whole different energy out there, and it feels a lot more real seeing these players play at my club, and it's almost motivating. I really want to be like them, so I find it really cool.
You're ranked 12th in the country. Do you have aspirations to play college squash after your junior career is done?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely want to play college squash, and we'll see what happens from there, but yeah.
Best of luck, Charlie.
Okay. The urgency is high from Dimitri right now.
Yeah, but he's not really denting any on the scoreboard. It's still a very good lead for Philly Lightning.
You're right. Lead is still 6.
And also, you've still got Nathan Lake waiting in the wings for Philly. and you've got Brokeman who will be coming on shortly for the Panthers. So again, that's one match you'd have to favour Philly for, Sean. So not that we want to discount the Panthers out of this, but you can just see a bit of a lead that's just going to get extended by Philly Lightning in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I believe we got a 1 minute power play for Celine Khan here.
I'm surprised they've used the power play on Celine, to be honest.
Yeah, a bit premature, I thought here, but especially with Dimitri's defensive capabilities.
Yeah. Yep.
My goodness. Oh, those shoes are taking a
This
beating,
core
PJ.
coverage is just unbelievable. The core coverage from Steinman is just phenomenal. Comes from a very good sporting background. Father was a professional soccer player back in Switzerland, so you can tell by the definition of the quads and the build on him. He's, you know, very, very blessed genetically.
The genetic lottery.
Yeah.
He's won it. I mean, brilliant athlete.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad to see his squash catching up to his athletic capabilities. As we talked about these past 2 seasons, it's been fantastic for him. I mean, how do you put the ball away against this guy?
Well, I was just about to say, Salim's hit 3 or 4 winners here that normally wouldn't come back. Well, the gap has been closed. We're down to 4 points. I'm surprised that there's been no change here in Philly Lightning.
I must say, the more time they put in here means more rest for Marwan, because I'm assuming he's going to close out this third period. And he did some great work to start this period off. As you mentioned, Nathan Lake still has not played in
Yeah, I think Nathan will be a key component to this match, Sean. I think he'll do some real damage to Greenwich.
It's great to see. It's not just about star power, but the depth of your team. As we get the yellow flag coming up with a substitution from both teams.
It's 18 minutes on the clock, 3-point lead for Philly Lightning at the moment. I'm curious to see when we come to the end of this period on the court with these 2 players what the scoreline is. Because as I said earlier, I think this possibly is a deciding factor in the outcome of the match tonight.
Yeah, this is probably not the matchup that the Panthers wanted, but that wingspan is unbelievable for Mark. It's a more subtle and calming squash here between these two after that rampage of hitting we saw from Dimitri.
Yeah, it's a definite. Well, again, I said at the beginning of the period, Sean, I felt that this third period there would be a little bit more height used, a little bit of a slower pace, and that's what we're seeing here. Okay, it went a bit crazy when Marwan was on and Dimitri at times, but we're still getting a little bit more of a patient play between these two.
No, absolutely. It's great to see the different types of brands of squash being played here. See the Philadelphia Lightning.
It's all smiles
team
in the
over there.
Philly corner
It's-
right now.
Good, great spirits. Man.
So the lead now to 7.
All business here, Nathan Lake. You know how ruthless
You
he
know
can
what,
be.
Sean? When you see Nathan in this kind of form, you get the sense that it'd be one of those kind of players who you would want to go to battle with. Like if you're in a team and you need somebody to go out in that final string that needs to grind out a result and get a job done. I don't think he seems to get fazed by the occasion, and he's rock solid, and he's showing that here in this final period, this key period of the match.
I couldn't agree more, especially with the caliber of player Nathan Lake is.
Yeah.
Such experienced veteran at this point. Good volley drop there for Mark Bow.
Beautiful, yeah.
And this is as two big bodies as it gets, PJ, and they're moving around each other fantastically well. Just to show what type of squash can be played, even if you're this tall.
Well, it's been nice for the referees because they haven't really had much of a job to do other than make the odd decision or two. Apart from that, it's just a case of keeping score. So maybe the PSA squash tour can learn a thing or two from this format.
There's the ruthless Nathan Lake, getting no time, serving it up. Yeah, Mark's getting tired here. See that?
Yeah, these are tough
big
movements.
lunges.
This would be maybe a good time to stick in a power play because just sensing a bit of a drop off and a 7-point cushion, they do still have that luxury.
PJ, we got to put you in the coaching box.
Yeah, give me a chance
These
to get out
tactics
there.
are spot on.
Give me a choice. I think that would just get the job done. I can't see, we're under 12 minutes on the clock now, so stick a bit more damage in with the power play and then hang on.
Yeah, no, you called it. You called this matchup to be close to the determining factor of the match result here, and as Nathan Lake has now built up a 9-point lead. Has 11 minutes left in the clock. And Nathan Lake
I think
slowly
he had
extending
a
the lead.
3-point lead coming into this period, and now he's extended that. So again, hats off to Nathan Lake. I think he's been player of the match tonight for me so far. He's been awesome. Good hands, just not enough width through the middle of the court there from Brokeman.
Yeah, Nathan Lake dictating play here.
Yeah, Brokeman's actually slowing down. He's grinding to a halt here, the tall fella. And he's done.
Get out of jail card there. Forced shot.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic to see PJ. It might be delusional of me, but for him to just take off that knee strap and act like he was injured the entire time.
I remember one
rattle
of
the
his
points.
celebrations once after he'd won one of his matches. He kind of went down onto the floor like he'd done his hamstring, and then broke up into a little bit of
Yeah.
a bit of a dance on the court, and it was scary for a few moments for us commentary teams.
No, I remember that.
So you never know this with this man. That's why we said he box office.
Full of surprises.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great hold.
Terrific rally. Terrific rally. Great line hit there from Asal.
Again, just the sheer power on such a short swing.
Yeah. Under 10 minutes left on the clock now, so it really is crucial times. I'm interested to see Nathan's approach now. Will we see a bit more of a similar style to what we saw from Steinman, where he's continually lifting, slow balling Asal, not allowing him to run up too many points here?
No, that's excellent from Nathan. Asal powers through here.
Yes, he's very good from Nathan Lake. Just absorbing, quite happy to just extend these rallies. Doesn't need to go anything to find the margin with the attacking play.
Mixing up the height.
And he's still holding on to this 8-point cushion at the moment, Sean. So it's been brilliant from Lake. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Vintage Asal there, creeping up the court.
Fantastic.
Well, not too much damage done, really.
Yeah, one of the things I love about the traditional courts for these pros is you get to kind of really recognize the power that they're hitting at and the movement, the athleticism compared to the glass courts.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
A little trash talking.
Two number ones. Two number ones taken to the court for the last 7 minutes.
A little Houdini act for Asal here to perhaps put them over the edge.
Do still have a power play though, Silly, right?
Yeah. We got one more 1-minute power play here.
Yeah. I think they may save that right till the last minute.
That's a cheap error.
Oh,
That's beautiful from Elshorbagy. He's certainly enjoying himself out in that court right now. Oof, he's called it.
what was that?
Perfect timing
Power
from
play.
John White here. Perfect timing from White.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's a 2-minute power play as well, Sean. This is huge.
Oh, this is too much. Yeah, this might put a stamp to the match here. Any hopes? Mostafa trying his best here. There it is, PJ. I've seen some of the matches where the players, if they don't like how the rally is going, they just grab the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, just can't miss in the short game.
No, he's picking his slots really well here, Elshorbagy. Still a minute on the clock for the power play. 10-point cushion now with less than 5 minutes on the clock. So it's pretty much game over for Greenwich Panthers right now.
PJ, do you think they should have put Dimitri to end this period, or was this all the right call?
I think Dimitri probably would have a little bit more gas in the tank, although he did look very heavily fatigued at the back end of the second period. I just think Asal has more artillery and firepower to put points on the board. So maybe that's why they kept him out there. I'm not sure.
I mean, shots like that.
Yeah. Last rally.
Oh, we got a very motivated Marwan. Not messing
There
around
you
here.
go. No, 12-point cushion now. This is brilliant. 4 minutes left on the clock and counting.
The crowd cheering him on, hoping for a miracle. But things are looking fantastic for the Philadelphia Lightnings here as they look to advance the playoffs in 2 weeks' time.
Wow, that was heavy. Too little, too late, I feel, for the Lightning.
Crash just a little, just a tad bit. Oh, we're seeing defense of all types here, PJ.
We're seeing all kinds of tactics implemented by the Lightning. Two and a half minutes on the clock.
Really not too much time left. I think Asal's recognizing. Is this the last push? Nine-point lead.
Well, he's just seeing it home now. It looks like these two will be the last two players to stay on the court for the rest of the match.
PJ, is there a player from the PSA that you'd like to see in the NSL format that you think would do well, that you haven't seen?
I don't know the entire lineup from all of the players. Obviously, for an entertainment standpoint, you'd love to see a Rodriguez out there.
Yeah, we finally did.
Has he played for anybody yet?
Yeah, he's played one for the Tornadoes, I believe.
Yeah.
He was box office.
Aside from that, I just feel that I think the NSL are doing a very good job of recruiting the players who are obviously very high level, but also good for the crowd and good for the kids. I know they have to do a whole run of activities leading into the actual matches themselves, but I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head that I would love to see. Gawad is obviously a fantastic player to watch live. So they'll be up there with some of my favourites. And then from the women's, I think Hamami was due to play, right? But
yeah. I'd love to see Mezen Hesham in this format.
Oh my gosh, he would be an absolute, yeah, he would be a dream.
Oh, that's short. Wow. The way he takes the pace off the ball there.
Yeah, skillful, very skillful.
The wrist could not be looser with the scoreboard almost. With the Lightnings completely dominating this third period. From start to finish. A huge fist pump. Oh, that's brilliant. PJ, we didn't get to see Marwan's signature celebration where he throws the racket to the crowd.
No, but he was clinical tonight. It's all smiles in the Philly Lightning corners and thoroughly deserved. Very good job by Johnny White, the manager and coach, seeing the team home. Player of the night tonight for me has to be Nathan Lake. He was superb.
No, I can agree more. He capitalized on the right time, the right opponents very well, and he did the job he was tasked to do.
Yep. Terrific performance. Better team on the night. They were the heavy favourites, you'd have to say, going in, but they certainly did a very good job. Not underestimating the Greenwich Panthers.
Well, it won't be Bill's favorite trophy ceremony, but let's see how he handles this wrap up here. All eyes are on him, PJ. And I'll be extra
this
critical.
is where he comes into his own, Sean. And that's the quickest Johnny White's moved for about 35 years, I can tell you.
No, just fantastic to see the team format being utilized amongst the pros.
I think on that showing, Sean, they're going to be a good team to beat. They're going to be a strong team for Philly Lightning going into the playoffs.
No, absolutely, Johnny. PJ, I think it's also just a huge reminder that the NSL, it's not just about star power, but the depth of your team. And as you mentioned, Philadelphia having the depth.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the Greenwich Panthers and the Philadelphia Lightning. Sam, come on over here. Sam, tough one tonight. You put up a great fight. Talk about how appreciative you are of this big crowd and the support you got for your Greenwich Panthers.
This is amazing, very exciting. Thank you so much for coming and supporting. We're among some of the best athletes in the world, and it's so exciting to watch them compete and showcase their talent. So it was an amazing battle.
I want to give a big shout out. Mark Brookman, come on over here. People don't know that Mark doesn't play full-time on the PSA Tour, but yet he put a great account of himself out there on court. Mark, just a fantastic effort.
I know what's expected of me coming in as like third on the roster. I need to go out there and try and hold my own against, again, guys that are doing this full time. So I'd like to think I put in a decent account for myself. Unfortunate for the boys, but Philly were fantastic tonight all the way through the order, so congrats.
Thanks, Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for your Greenwich Panthers. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 East Division champions, the Philadelphia Lightning. Coach John White, another champion, East Division. You are on to the semifinals at the Arlen Specter Center 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. No, it was it was very exciting coming down here with the caliber of players on both teams. So it was a great finish. The boys put in a great effort, and it's going to be very exciting to play the semifinals at the Specter Center in a few weeks' time.
Congratulations. I'd like to call over Marwan Elshorbagy. Marwan made his debut here in Rye, New York. The third period was the key. It was tied 1-1. They put you out first against Mostafa Asal. You put on a fantastic show for your first shift, leading your team to the East Division Championship.
Yeah, I mean, really enjoyed my time today on court, trying this whole new format. It was exciting. We really enjoyed it. But as you said, yeah, the start of that third and final set was very crucial. And yeah, I'm happy to get few points for the team. And Nathan and Salim did so well to maintain that lead.
Your first time playing in the NSL, was the intensity what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, me and Mustafa were saying on court that this is so much fun, and it gets the best out of us as players because we have to go fast and win points, and the strategy of it, of course, John was so crucial today, putting me on first or putting Nathan on. So without him, we wouldn't have done it today.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, Marwan Elshorbagy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up the owner of the Philadelphia Lightning, Tracy Specter. Tracy, first year ownership of the NSL. Is it everything you thought it would be?
It is more. Was so exciting tonight. Both teams, all these great players here tonight. It was beyond. So thank you. It was wonderful.
Congratulations, Tracy. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for the East Division champions, the Philadelphia Lightning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes this production of the National Squash League.
What a brilliant evening of squash that was, PJ. But the action doesn't stop with the playoffs coming soon. PJ, what were your thoughts as the Lightnings dominated that third period to be crowned champions?
I think it was a tactical sign of brilliance, really, from Johnny White. Obviously, the players had to do the job on the court, but the way he set the team up, the way that he managed the power plays, there was never a state of panic, and I feel like the better team won on the night. And as I said earlier, Sean, I think this will be a very strong team going into the semi-finals in a couple of weeks at the Specter Centre, and another great night of squash in Greenwich.
Yeah, and absolutely. And folks, the action does not stop as the playoffs will begin in 2 weeks' time on Friday, June 27th. So stay tuned as more updates to come with the newly crowned East Division champions, the Philadelphia Lightnings. And that was Sean Choi and PJ on the comms.